back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. What's for coffee this morning? I want to do a full disclosure. It's after 9. I woke up with Jim. He made me my coffee. I took my 5 o'clock medication and drank my big water that I drink. And then I fell back to sleep. Played on my phone for a little while. It wasn't working. Nothing was working. So I fell back to sleep. I'm sorry about the girls. It's just a little warm in here. Let's see if I can't. I mean, technically it's fat. It's not even breast meat, but whatever. Cheers. I really do like this tumbler. I don't know who makes it, actually. Oh, it's a mystery. We got it at Buc-ee's, but I wouldn't recommend getting it. That stuff peels right off. When you buy them from somebody who makes them at home with the epoxy, they last for like ever and ever and ever. This stuff is like a sticker. Good morning. I have sleep in my eyes still. That's how soon I just woke up. So, today's going to be a real vlog. I mean, that doesn't make sense because they're all real vlogs. But today I feel like... Today I don't feel good. And I would like to talk about that. I think part of what's going on in the world, and me especially... I don't know what I'm saying. Let me start over. Hi, good morning. I am 100% grateful that I have a diagnosis. I'm 100% grateful that it's treatable. I am 100% grateful that I have somebody to take care of me all day and all night. I am 100% grateful for the body that I've been given, no matter what it's gone through. And I am still quite optimistic and hopeful and joyful. But ladies and gentlemen, your girl is exhausted. Oh my goodness. I have really... Now I am taking the antidepressants in last year, so it's not like... And I'm not depressed because I feel very hopeful and optimistic. And seriously, I've really not even had like a why me situation. Because the more I read into what causes this, is like... it could be Teflon. It could be... some medication that I was on. It could just be totally random. So I've stopped looking into like why, and I never really had like, why me, God, because I'm not more special than anybody who gets cancer, I guess. When I talk about it being unexpected, what I meant by that was with my family history, I was expecting so many other things to happen first. That's really what I meant. Not that anybody expects cancer, but I feel hopefully you understand what I mean. But I am physically exhausted to the point where it's making me mentally exhausted, to the point where it's making me just want to like rest. And I started to cry after dinner last night because I said to Jim, I said, I want to do these things. I want to take my shower. I want to sit out on the couch. I want to sit at the table and help prepare dinner. These tasks are making me physically exhausted. So tired. I want to go to the bathroom, in the bathroom, when I need to go to the bathroom. But I'm just physically exhausted. I am in some pain, but mostly the pain medications. I'm not really pain medications, but like the gabapentin's really helping keep that at bay, and then the Aleve and stuff as well. But oh my gosh. Now, I'm not taking any of the medication yet. I haven't started any treatment. I haven't started the chemotherapy. I do have picked up the anti-nausea medication yesterday, which is Zofran, but like generic, in case I get nauseated from the chemotherapy. Today's just Monday morning. I'm waiting for like 1,000 phone calls from everybody to return my phone calls, and from the pharmacy and from treatment people and all that stuff. But I don't even know that I have the energy to talk to anybody. Like, I want to advocate somebody to just do the talking for me because I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. And for the God's honest truth, it doesn't feel like the wearing of all the things is exhausting. It doesn't feel like the burden of all the things. It literally feels like, Jeri, you just need to like stop doing things for 3 or 4 days and just catch up on rest. Let your body rest. A lot of you know this, but a lot of you don't, because we're so caught up in a society, and I don't mean that's terrible. I don't mean to diss our society, but our society is so focused on productivity, that like, walk off that pain, or, yeah, you can rest, but you really got to get back to work. Or like, we have this like innate pressure to like constantly move forward and big leaps and bounds. I just feel like that's not what my body's needing right now. And I have to listen to it, but it's really hard to listen to it. It is the beginning of autumn. We've had a couple of, doctor's office. Let me see. Well, I just got some really good news. Sorry. Happy tears. Happy tears. Okay, so first, sorry, the social worker called. She gave me the number of a woman who can help me apply for Medicare services. And my husband's on a limited income, and we make a limited income. And since the treatment and the cancer and stuff. So she was very sweet. She gave me lots of information. But then when I was hanging up with her, the pharmacy called, and they're going to cover my medication. I won't go have to cost anything for the chemotherapy. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. I cried. I said I'm going to cry, and I started crying. I'm so blessed. Because that was the first thing the doctor said, was that it was going to be very expensive, but, I'm going to start it on Thursday. Along with the immunotherapy at the clinic. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. It's really funny. Caretakers out there, I think you'll appreciate this comment I'm about to make. Making all these phone calls and coordinating all of these doctor's appointments and programs and everything. It's so easy to do for somebody else. When I used to run a group home for criminy's sakes, schedules and calendars and stuff between the day program and the group homes, you like schedules, and it's like your second nature. Now it's like, why can't I? Sorry. Okay, I'm stopping. I'm just so tired. I'm so grateful. Such a relief. I wish you guys could see. Maybe I'll ask Jimmy if he can videotape me vlog style so that you can see how I'm ambulating and what I'm able to do for myself. I wish you guys could see that. I'd love to be able to share that with you, you know. Anyhow, Alexa, turn off bedroom lights. Just realized they were still on, and then as you notice, they're not doing anything because the sun's out. I just can't wait to shout from the rooftops. Shout from the rooftops. You guys are incredible. So, I do have a co-insurance for some of my therapy's treatments and others such. So we're working on financial assistance. That's what I called the social worker for. She gave me the number of somebody to help out at the cancer center, and then she said she would find out who could help me with that at Mercy. And so sweet. You know, it's really funny because one of the times I was in the hospital with my dad, I spent a lot of time when he was asleep just like sitting and, I don't know, playing on my phone or going through puzzles or whatever, or just thinking. And one of those times is when I started to think, like, I think I could be a hospital social worker. You know, we're like trying to figure out what to do. I have a friend who did it for a lot of years, and I feel like that's something that I could do to help get the resources for everybody. You know who'd be really great at that is my sister-in-law, Kathy. She's really great at being, let's say, resourceful, but for getting resources for everybody. So, that being said, I know that this wasn't a very long vlog, but I'm exhausted, so you can imagine. But I'm glad I was to be able to end it with some good news for us all. That even though I'm exhausted, I could still smile. The Fry Life, they have a t-shirt that says, "My body may be broken, but my smile still works." And that's how I feel. I feel like the muscles in my face get the most workout these days, but that's not the truth. But it's okay. That's the way I want to feel. Okay. I love you guys. I do. I look forward to every day when we can talk. I just wish I could hear back from you more. Jim promised me that when he came home tonight, we would catch up on all the comments. So thank you. I will tell you that I have a program on my phone that reads to me. It will read anything on the interweb. It'll read, well, not anything, most things on interwebs. I think it's like sort of like HTML stuff. No, yeah, that's right. I said that right. I think I said that right. It'll read me text messages, but it won't read me like Facebook Messenger messages. It'll read me emails, you know, anything that comes really like through iPhone. So for Facebook Messenger messages, if they're really, really long and they're difficult to read, I will copy them, paste them into like some random text message from like Joann's or something. And once I put them in there, I can read it. And once I read it, I delete it. And then I go back to Messenger and I reply. It's a few-step process, but the point of me telling you this is that that program does not work on YouTube Studio, which is where I can see the comments. And the YouTube Studio does not accommodate the large font. Like when you can make your font really large on your phone, YouTube Studio will not change its font size. You can't zoom into any of the pages. I think I mentioned this before, so what I have to do is take a screenshot and then zoom into the screenshot. And I have limited memory on my phone, you know, with all of the YouTube videos. So that becomes like, sometimes you go to the recently deleted folder and there's 10,000 screenshots in there. And you're like, oh, that's why the phone has no memory, because it's got 10,000 screenshots in it. But, no, I promise that we get there, I promise. I have to call, I put a call in, no, I put a messenger on messaging for the eye doctor to call me for a doctor appointment, because I have got to go to the eye doctor. My eyes are for shot. So hopefully Amanda will call me back about getting Medicare, and we'll see how that goes. But listen, guys, I love you. I want to thank you all for all of your support and love. And those of you who have like sent me money, you guys are so sweet. You really don't have to do that. If it ever gets desperate enough, I'm not kidding. If it ever gets desperate enough, I'll do like a GoFundMe page or something. But for right now, it's okay. I mean, it's okay for right now. Okay. So just, thank you for considering me. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. And as always, you guys, take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.